start seeing your velocity decrease, or you have some inconsistency issues. And you should be able to get. I put the spring kit in, started at 28, and I got down to 18. No, I got down to 6. I got down to 15 where I had problems, and then I brought it back up to 18, and it's shooting very consistent, very efficient. And you know, for 3 and change, you can only get so efficient with the gun and the technology this is. Egos are more efficient because they have two things. When the bolt comes forward, they use air. When the bolt comes back, they use air. In the Invert Mini, the bolt comes forward with air, but the spring pushes the bolt back. So you only have control over the forward stroke. And you have a little bit of control over the backward stroke by adjusting your spring, but you can't really tweak it, the super tweak it, and get it completely dialed in. So 190, chrono limit, drop your dwell until it starts acting up, and then bring it up maybe one or two flashes. And that should get you to where you need to be. If you get your dwell all the way to 1, and you can't drop it any lower, and you're still shooting great, you still shoot consistent, you know, you're very lucky. After that, so you get this right, drop it down as far as you can, and you're still shooting good, you're not having consistency problems, start dropping your PSI 5 at a time until you have some issues, and then once you have issues, bring that back up from 5 PSI. So if you're really lucky, you'll get 190 chrono limit, drop this to 1, and then you have to go back to the reg again and drop it. Once you get issues, bring it back up a little bit and leave this at 1. If you have issues before you bottom out your dwell, bring your dwell back up 2 or 3 steps, and you should be good. So that's all I've done in my Mini, apart from lubing it, taking care of it, and shooting it. I put a spring kit in it, 190 chrono, dropped this from 28 to 18, and it's been shooting great for me ever since. And that's all you have to do with your Mini. I will go through the rest of your modes. So you have firing, you have your rate of fire mode, you have your dwell mode, and now you have your eye delay time. And you shouldn't really have to adjust this, especially if you have a nice loader like a Halo or a Velocity or a Rotor, Pinocchio, or the Empire Prophecy. You shouldn't have to mess with this too much. But what it is that your paintball goes in, and maybe it trips the eyes before it completely hits the bottom of the breech. If your gun fires while it's still jiggling around and doing it, and the ball's doing its thing before it gets completely seated in there, you might have a chop. So my eye delay time is, I'm not even sure. And it's going to be a flashing red. Okay, so it's 5 milliseconds. If you have a shake and shoot hopper or a hopper that can't keep up, you might want to increase your eye delay time if you have chopping issues, to make sure that your loader can actually get the ball completely in there. But if you have a fast loader, you shouldn't have any problem with that. I wouldn't mess with that unless you have problems. And your last setting, which is 5 presses, is going to give you a flashing green light, is your ramping point. And I'm not sure if these ramping points are adjustable, individually adjustable between PSP and Millennium, so I wouldn't really mess with this. And that's it. It just says how many trigger pulls. I'll tell you what, semi-auto is one trigger, one pull, one release is one shot. PSP is once you hit a certain number of balls, I think it's 4 balls a second, 4 trigger pulls per second. And if you do that 3 times, and then on the 4th one you sustain that, it will ramp to your designated speed. So I'll show you what that is. So I'll forget it, whatever. I'll have to edit this video. So that's pretty much all there is to the Invert Mini. Let me get my card back out. Durant unboxing, tech. I talked about the rotor. Now I have to take this thing, take a little 30-minute drive and go in my field, and I'll probably fill this guy up, run some paint through it. I got 500 rounds of the last Walmart paint that I'll ever use left. Don't buy Walmart paint, and we'll do a little efficiency test, show you how it is, and then I'll bring you to the end of the Supergun show with my conclusion after I play some X-Ball on Saturday. Today's Thursday, so I'll get back to you on that, and this is the Invert Mini. Stay tuned.